welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make one of my very favorite foods ever, and that is chili. Now, a lot of people don't like very spicy chili, and this has a decent amount of heat to it. If you want to leave out the spiciness, you can just take out the red pepper flakes and back off of the chili powder a little bit. Anyway, hang tight and I'll show you how to make it. Hey y'all, we're back in the kitchen, so my sound and lighting might be a little bit different than my other videos because I'm not in a craft room. But anyway, today we're making chili, and I know you're probably going to say, well, there's a whole lot of ingredients in that chili. You know what? Don't worry about it. It is worth it. Now, if you don't want your chili very spicy, then, leave out some of the spicy ingredients. It's okay. Make it your own. But aside from barbecue, chili is probably one of my very favorite foods, along with macaroni and cheese and cheesecake. But anyway, let's get into the chili. So I use 3 different types of meat for my chili. Over here, we have 2 pounds of extra lean ground beef. We have right at 1.5 pounds of stewed beef. I know this is 1.37 pounds. I usually use between 1 pound and 1.5 pounds of that. And we're going to be using 1/2 pound of this thick cut bacon. So what I'm going to do is, let's get this out of the way. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut this pound of bacon in half, because I like to use like half a piece when I make the kids like bacon sandwiches and stuff. So I'm going to cut this in half, and then you're going to dice your bacon up into small pieces, about like so. So let me do that right quick. All right, so we have our pound of bacon cut in half, and then you're just going to chop it up into pieces like so. That little piece tried to escape, so we're just going to keep him over there by himself. But anyway, pieces like this, let me try to see that right there? That's pretty much what you're going for, because that fat's going to cook down, and then the pieces aren't going to be all that big when it's cooked. Now, as far as the stew meat goes, let's go ahead and see how big these pieces are. Generally, I like to cut them in half again. All right, see this big old chunk of stew beef here? I'm going to go ahead and cut that in half, yeah, because that's just a little bit bigger than what I normally like it to be. About like that, bite size. And like I said, once it cooks down, it's gonna be a little bit smaller, but especially with the kids eating it, I don't like having big, huge chunks of meat, but just about like that. So I'm gonna finish chopping this up, and then I'm going to get some more stuff over here, the spices and everything, and we're gonna start putting it all together. Alrighty, so we have all of this wonderful meat all chopped up, and I just took a picture of it for Facebook, which is why I have the ground beef right there. But anyway, I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm going to measure out my spices, and then I bought an electric skillet a while ago that I'm going to start using in my videos. It's just easier for me to use that than it is for me to keep moving the camera back and forth between my countertop and the stove. So I'm going to get all that together. All right, well, here's a nice big close-up of my electric skillet. But anyway, we're just going to take some olive oil and throw in there just a little bit, because the meat is going to have oils in it. So let's go ahead and we'll dump in some of the beef. That's not all the beef. The rest of it is right here. So we're just going to dump all this good meat in there. Where's my spoon? There we go. All right, and we're going to cook this until it's all nicely browned and some of the fat has started to render out of it. Alrighty, so you can see our meat is starting to get brown here. Good stuff. So now what I'm going to dump in is a large onion. This is a yellow onion. You can use whatever type of onion you like. I just happen to like yellow onions in my chili. But we are going to dump that in, and I'm going to cook it up with the meat. It's kind of like halfway browned already, but we're just going to go ahead and throw that in there, and then I'm going to cook it down for a few more minutes. Alrighty, that is looking good. Looking good. Alright, so the majority of the meat is cooked through, and now I'm going to go ahead and get to the fun part. For me, that's the fun part, and that's the spices. So I'm going to go ahead and add the spices in. There's plenty of juices in here to keep the spices from clumping up on the bottom. So anyway, we're going to be adding in 2 tablespoons of chili powder. Just throw all that in there. You're going to need 1.5 teaspoons of dried mustard. Throw that in there. You're going to need 2 teaspoons of crushed red pepper. Now, if you want to leave that out, go ahead and feel free to leave that out. 2 tablespoons of cumin. Put that in there. What else we got? We've got 1.5 tablespoons of oregano. Salt and pepper to taste. I'm using roughly 2 teaspoons each. And I do like to grind my own pepper. I use a mix of green, black, and pink peppercorns. So what else we're going to put in here? Oh, let's put in, this is about 3 cloves of garlic. So we're going to put in 3 cloves of garlic. And now we're going to give that a good stir. And just let that cook down for just a few more minutes. I wish that y'all could smell this. I really do. It smells so good. All right, so now we are going to dump in, this is a 4.5 ounce can of green chilies. So we're going to dump that in. This is 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes. So we're going to dump all that in. Let's scrape it out. Scrape it. All right, so there's our tomatoes. And now we're going to add in 12 ounces of tomato paste. Just stir all that in. We're going to get it on our finger, but that's okay. We can wipe it off. All right. So now we're going to stir that up, and then we're going to add water. I put in 5 cups of water because, you know, once it cooks down, you know, some of that water is going to evaporate. So let's just stir that up. Smells so good. All right, we're going to dump in. This measuring cup holds 4 cups. So I will dump in another cup here just in a moment. All right, now I've got a few more ingredients. I know, Amber, this is so many ingredients. It's good, y'all. It's good. Hold on. All right, now we have raw honey. I really like this brand. The kids like the honeycomb. But anyway, you're going to put in about 2 tablespoons of honey. And instead of measuring it out, I'm just going to squeeze it in. Hold on. See if I can get out of the way of the camera. Yep, 2 tablespoons of that, and I'll finish squeezing that in here in a minute because it's going to take me a minute. And now, another ingredient. Don't laugh when you see it. Wah! Dark chocolate. Yes, I put dark chocolate in my chili. It gives it a different level and depth. Anyway, this is the 90% cocoa from Lindt. Let me get it here. I have it. 1 square. 1 square. 1 square. Throw that in there. Now, if you want, after you taste it after a little bit, put you another square in there. Because sometimes I do that. You know, it just gives it that something. And everybody's like, it's so good. You know, what do you put in it? And I'm like, you know, you're not going to believe I put chocolate in it. No beans. Okay, listen, I'm going to start an argument down in the comments. I know I am. Beans don't go in chili. If I want chili beans, I'll make chili beans. If I want chili, I just want chili. I don't want to muck up good meat by putting beans in it. If you want to put beans in your chili, that's up to you. We're all different. We all have different tastes. As for me and my house, we don't like beans in it. But anyway, we're going to stir this all up. If you want to dump the beans in, go ahead and dump the beans in. And then just let it simmer for quite a while. I like to let mine simmer at least an hour, you know. And just like pasta sauce, I always think that chili is better the next day. But it smells good, and sometimes I can't help myself from eating it that same day. But anyway, I'm going to let this simmer for about an hour over low heat, just to keep it at barely a simmer. Just keep an eye on it, and then it'll be done. All right, would you look at that? It smells so good. It tastes good. I wish y'all could smell it. Once again, I wish y'all could smell this. But anyway, it's been simmering for just a tad bit over an hour because I got busy and forgot to set a timer anyway. So now I'm going to put this in a bowl. I'm going to top it with some sour cream, some shredded cheese, and some green onions. And that is going to be that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would, give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media, the links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time.